Hi Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. Well, today it's going to be round 2 of Get Back to Simple, how to cut your paper and make the regular size cardstock. Like I said in the last video last week, many people email me and ask me what is the regular size and how you cut the paper. So today I'm going to show you how to cut it on the long way. So I started this card, and then this is the same thing cut on the long way that I put a belly band around it. I didn't even finish the inside. That's going to be in my to-do pile. I always get some cards started and not finished. But we're going to get started. Today I'm going to be using a crumb cake. So instead of cutting on the long way like last week, I show you this size here. It's the same size when we're going to be done. It's just instead of cutting on the side where we're going on the long way. I don't know how to explain it, but here we're going to get started. Last week we went the short way. This way we're going on the long way. So I'm going to cut 2 at the same time so I can show you different one. And again, the paper, the cardstock size, it's 8.5 by 11. That's our standard size. We're going to put it at 4 1/4. So 4 1/4, and we're going to cut it on the long way. So now I get my card. So with one piece of cardstock, I cut 2, but oops. Okay, with one piece of cardstock, we would make 2 cards. What you can do, you can use your cutting board and then score it if you would like to score. And this here, the black one, it's the score one. It don't cut. Well, it would cut if you would press too hard. It wouldn't cut, it would rip really. So now we want to put this at 5.5 and score. And then we're going to fold it in 2 and use the bone folder. Voila, you get your stand-up card like that. You see, it opened this way instead of the other way that I showed you yesterday. See the difference? So that is as simple as it is, and it's called a A2 cards for the envelope. That's our regular size. So with one sheet of cardstock, again, you make 2 cards. So I show you how to do this one, and see, like I said, we're going back to the plain basic. This here I just stamped the creative elements. I used the flower, and if you can see a little bit, I put the butterfly too in the background. I colored that with Regal Rose and more mustard or daffodil. I don't even know what I use. I use So Saffron. So Saffron and Regal Rose, and then I use some detail, dazzling detail for the center. But I'm going to show you, I said color, very simple. What I mean by we're going back to plain simple, this is just one piece of cardstock, so it's not much involved to it. Yes, I do like layers, but sometimes, you know, you need to have a quick cards, or for beginner, you don't have all the knickknacks, I would say. Well, you still can make beautiful card with one piece of cardstock. You see, I say I color here. Really, I just wiggle here and there. I don't spend much time to color. I just go where the stamp it's already designed for you and add a little bit of color there. So this again, it's the Regal Rose marker I'm using. And the marker come with 2 tips. This is the brush tip. And then we get the other tip, it's the writing tip. So this is a lovely markers from Stampin' Up. And if you would like to place an order with Stampin' Up, you can always go at my blog at www.frenchiestamp.com. And I would appreciate all your business. That's what keeps me going. So now I got the flower cut, and I'm going to go back to get it darker here. Voila. You see how simple it is? And then I would use my dazzling diamond detail, I should say. And look, I just add a little chunk of dazzling there, a little bit of decoration, or a little bit of bling bling, I should say. But you see how simple it is? Okay, now let's go to number 2 card. The next one, it's called a gated fold. And while it's called a gated fold, it's when you open it up, it's just like a gate. So this one, again, I use the same stamp set. It's Creative Element, and I just stamp in the background with So Saffron. With Baja Breeze, I stamp the butterfly. So if you look at the card, it's pretty much nothing to it. But when you put the belly band around it, that jazzes it up quite a bit. So this one, when we're going to fold it, for me, the easiest way, I don't like to score this one because it seems I always go off a little bit. You would take a piece of cardstock, exactly the 1/4 sheet. That's going to be your guide. Put it down here. Well, I should use a different color here. You put it right there at the end. And then you bring this hand here, the end. Bring it right in the center there. That's how we're going to determine where the center is. Then I'm going to move my guide, take the other end, and we're going to match this in the middle. And this is crumb cake cardstock. It seemed to be a little bit thicker, so you really want to use your bone folder and press that crisp and neat. I'm going to turn this around because the camera gets in the way sometime. Okay, now like I said, we're back to the basic. When you do this kind of fold, because it's on the long way, 11-inch strip, because that would be the longer way, it's not quite long enough. But I'm going to show you how to make it work. You could use a 12 by 12. That would make it long enough, but still, it's still kind of tight. So I'm going to show you how to make this work. Again, I'm going to the basics, so we're just saying we get 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'm going to backtrack. This one here, the way that I fold it, it's still the same size. But the reason why my belly band was plenty long and even too long, it's because we put the belly band on the short way instead of the long way. So with this size, our belly band, this is what we call a belly band when we go around. It's too short. So what I did, I pre-punch. I think I pre-punched someplace. I'm going to find it. I got such a mess here, ladies. You would say, how can she work with this mess? Okay, I pre-stamp in the Baja Breeze my scallop, my regular size scallop punch. I punch one of that. In the chocolate chip, I punch 1 3/8. So what we're going to do, we would stamp our card here. Now we would take our belly band, and I try to go as much as I can to the center for this one, and you're going to understand why. So I'm going to do my first fold, bring this here. It's close enough for me. It's not right in the center, but it won't show. As long as you get it pretty much centerized, so then you can put your scallop. And you want it tight enough so it just don't fall down. Whoops. Now I'm going to reinforce my fold there. Okay, now this is the scallop. That's when it comes in practice. You're going to put a piece of snail here and a snail there. Now, this is what's going to hold the belly band together. You're going to put your scallop right in the center. And then I'm going to put this over here. Voila! You get this. And this one, it's the butterfly and the creative elements. I just used that stem set, except for the greeting, I used short and sweet. And look, and I'm going to show you, look at the back. You see the way it's joined them together? That's as simple as this. So it's just say that even with the little bit we have, we don't need the whole store to make lovely card. It's nice to have it all. But for beginners, like I say, you can do lovely card with just what you have on hand. Now, another way to fold for gated, we don't have to have the gate always in the center like I did here. If you take your piece that you cut on the long way at 4 1/4, you can decide to fold it anywhere you want. I'm going to fold this one all the way here. So you see this is not in the center. I'm going to fold this here. As long as you meet the two ends together, that's going to give you your regular size. Going to match this there. And then reinforce this. Et voila. Now you get your fold. So this one, it still would call a gate card. It's just you get a big gate for the car, I would say, and a little gate for the person. So it's just the way that you fold your card. It don't have to be in the center. Or here's another one. I'm going to go just a little bit here. This one, it's almost in the center, but it's not. So it's no right and wrong. The only time that I use like a cardstock to put in the center to see that it's when I want exactly my center. So I would put this here, and that would have to, oh, that was almost in the center. But that's what you do for your guide. So again, with a piece of regular cardstock, you would get 2 cards. So you would cut it in two. It doesn't matter on the short way or the long way, and you get 2 lovely cards. This is it, my friend, and I will try to keep on bringing more different fold on videos. Till next time, happy stamping.